Hello friends and welcome to my channel IBOL Designing Developer. So like you all know that previously we have covered up many of the things using C++ and in previous video I have told you that what is polymorphism, and with that we have also covered up that how to use files in C++, what are files and how many types of files are there. So today in this video I will be telling you about exceptions in C++, like what are exceptions, how we use it, and what is mean by the word exception here in C++. So I hope you'll be enjoying this video from start, in which we will be learning all the things about exceptions here. So if you understand this video and if you enjoy this amazing tutorial here, so remember to hit a like to this video, and if you're new on this channel, want to see more videos like that, so remember to subscribe, and after subscribing hit notification bell as well, so you can get the notifications of all my coming up videos which I'll be uploading on this channel. And also share these videos so more people can learn different things about C++ which we have covered up yet in the previous tutorial videos which we have uploaded on our channel and in our playlist as well. So now what we are waiting for, let's move to computer screen and let's get started. So now here we on the computer screen, and like I've told you in the start that today in this video I'll be telling you about exceptions in C++, that what are exceptions, how we use it, and what's the purpose to use this exception here. So if we talk about exceptions in short words, so when we are executing C++ code and different errors can occur with that. Coding errors made by the programmer, errors due to wrong input or other forcible things that are being called as exceptions. When an error occurs, C++ will normally stop and generate an error message. The technical term for this is C++ will throw an exception through an error. So in simple words, you can say exception is called as an error, like normally when you run any program or any of your code in C++, and when it throws an error, it will be called as an exception there. If we talk about that, what is try and catch in C++, which we use with exception. So exception handling in C++ consists of three keywords, which is try, throw, and catch. The try statement allows you to define a block of code to be tested for errors while it is being executed. The throw keyword throws an exception when a problem is detected, which lets us create a custom error. The catch statement allows you to define a block of code to be executed if an error occurs in the try block. The try and catch keywords come in pairs. So normally if we talk about try and catch, so these are the exceptional handling keywords which we use. Means you can say there are three keywords of exceptional handling which we use, which is try, throw, and catch, and these are the statements of these three exceptional handling keywords which we use and why we use them. And if we talk about try and catch keyword, these comes in pair and they are the main exceptional handling keyword which we use in C++, and we use these keywords so that we can use exception handling and we can get the output by using it. So if we talk about this try first, so when we create or when we have to use this try keyword, which we have to use with exception handling, for that I normally want to create a try here. So you should also be creating this if you want to use this keyword here. So I'll be creating this try keyword, and after that I'll be adding this curly bracket in which I'll be just adding this thing which is throw exception, so that it can throw me an exception, and when a problem arises it will be giving me a error. If it is not giving me an error, so it will be running in my output, but it will be giving an error because I am using exception handling here. And with that I am using another keyword of exception handling, which is catch, and in catch I will be using block of code so that it can handle the errors which we are getting at the top in this try keyword. And if we see the example here, so in example we have added this try in which we have added all the things like we want, and these are the things which will be throwing an exception, like it will be throwing a problem here. And now this catch keyword which we have used here will be just catching the problems, and then the block of code will be handled in the errors of this catch keyword. And now if we see the example here, like what is in the example written, and if I explain you the example, so we use the try block to test some code. If the age variable is less than 18, it will throw an exception and handle it our sketchbook, or you can just say it is written and handle it in our catch block. In the catch block we catch the error to and do something about it. The catch statement takes a parameter. In our example we use an init variable mynum because we are throwing an exception of init type in the try block, age, to output the value of age. If no error occurs, example if age is 20 instead of 15, meaning it will be greater than 18, the catch block is skipped. So simply it is saying me that normally we have created one program here using this try and catch keyword of exceptional handling, and this program which we have created will be having one variable of age which will be less than 18, and if any of like code will be having the variable which is less than 18, then it will be throwing an exception here, and the exception which it will be throwing will be handled in our catch block. And after doing that, if the parameter which we are using is like above than 18, so it will be not giving me any error, and the catch block will be skipped normally. Here in short words you can say the example is about that. And now if we see another example in which we have added one age variable in which I have written the age as 20, so it will be called as catch block, and the catch block will be skipped here because the age is now above 18. That's why you can also use the throw keyword to output a reference number like a custom error number code for organizing purposes 505 in our example. Like if I want to throw a keyword to the output which will be called as a reference number, so for that I can use a custom error number for code or for organizing purposes which is 505 in this example. Like this, we have thrown an keyword of this throw keyword which we have used, which is exception handling keyword which we are using, so that we can output a reference number which is 505, and then it will be showing me 505 access granted, you are old enough, like this. So I hope you understand how we are getting all these things working and how we will be getting this number which is a reference number printed in our output. Now if I move down here, so this is another thing which you can just add with the example so that you can get some other things as well. And if you are not getting the age above 18, so it will be giving you an error number here which you have added. The error number which we have added is 15, so it is a error number because it is not above than 18. The age which is above than 18 or 18 will be having this 505 access granted, but if they are like smaller than 18, so it will be not, they will be not getting the access and they will be having an error number here like we are getting. Now handle any type of exceptions here. If you don't know that the throw type used in the try block, you can use the 3 dot syntax inside the catch block which will handle any type of exception. Like if you do not know the throw type used in the try block, you can use 3 dots as well, which is called as syntax, and it will be used inside the catch block and it will handle any type of exception which you will be using here. Like I am using a try exception here, which is, you can say, a exception handling keyword, and then other keyword which we are using is catch. And now we are in catch, we are using 3 dot, or you can just say 3 dot syntax. And why we are using it? So that we can handle any type of exception in that. Like this is an exception which we are adding here, and I want to handle this exception using catch, so that's why I'm adding it, and this exception will be handled, and after that you will be getting the output printed. So I hope you understand how we are getting. So now what I'm going to do is, now I'll be just moving down, and first of all I'll be just copying first example, which is this one, so that I can show you if I'm using this example, so what output I'm getting here. Like I'm getting all the things working same, or I'm getting some other thing. So what I'm going to do is, I'll be just pressing Ctrl C here, and I'll be moving to Replit IDE, because you all know that previously we were using Replit IDE when we were working with C++, and I'll be opening this files in C++ here, which is a REPL which we have created. And after doing that, what I'm going to do is, I'll be just changing the name of this REPL, because in this video I'm just telling you about exceptions, so that's why I'll be writing exceptions in C++ like this, and I'll be pressing enter, and you can just press cancel like this, and you can just see all the things are here. Now what I'm going to do is, I'll be deleting this file. Like in previous video I've told you that how you can create normally file using files in C++ here. So if I just move here, you can just see we have copied this example, and now we are getting all the things working. So I will be just moving down here, and then I will be just writing starting code of C++, which is include IOStream, and then I will be now adding using namespace std as well, which is another starting code which we have to add here. And then I will be just moving down, and I'll be pasting all the things. After pasting these all stuff, you can just see we are getting all the values here, and I'll be returning the value as 0 as well, so that we can get all the things printed in the output. I'll be just running it now. After running, if I just show you in the output, you can just see we are getting some errors. And why we are getting an error? Because you can just see we have added these all things which we don't have to add. Like if I talk about the curly braces and all that stuff, we don't need to add this, so that's why I'm getting an error. If I run it again, so you can just see again we are just getting same an error, which is try, and we have not defined these values, that's why we are getting an error here. So what I'm going to do is, now I will be just now adding here init main tag, and then in init main I will be adding all these things. So I'll be moving down, and then I will be pasting it here. Sorry, I'll be writing the curly bracket here of init main. Then I'll be saving it and running it again. And if I just show you now, so you can just see the we are getting an output here which is saying access denied, you must be at least 18 years old, age is 15. Why it is giving me this thing? Because in age I have written 15 and that's why it is saying me access denied. But if I will be writing the age as like 19, so now it will be showing me the output as access granted, you are old enough. So if I run it here, you can just see now we are getting an output as access granted, you are old enough. And that's the way to use exceptions in C++. Like we are storing a data in short terms, you can say we are storing a normal data in this catch keyword which of exceptional handling, and then the other keyword which we are using is try, in which we are storing this access granted data. And that's the thing, and that's the way to use this thing. But now if I just change it age to 18 and if I run it to check what output I'm getting, so the output you will be getting here will be as access granted again, because you have written it will be greater than 18 or 18. If I run it, so you can just see we are again getting same output as access granted, you are old enough. But if I change this age to 16 now, so you will be now getting an error, because now you have seen that we have written here access denied, you must be at least 18 or old. So it is just written you must be at least 18 years old, age is 16, and that's the way to use exceptions and use exceptional handling. So I hope you understand how we are using it and how we are getting different output printed here. So what I'm going to do is now I will be just moving on to my Word document again, and I will be just using another example which is this one, so that I can see if I'm using this example, so what type of output I'm getting by using this, because this thing is also the same, but I need to just see what output I'm getting if I'm using it here like this. Normally I'll be moving on to Google Chrome again, and I will be just pasting all these things in the place of this here, and I will be running it. After running, I have to just see in the output or what output I'm getting here. So now in the output I'm getting you must be at least 18 years old, and we are also getting an error number of 505. But if I just change it to 19, or you can say 18, and if I run it again, so you can just see we are now getting access granted, you are old enough, and we are also not getting any error number. If I want to throw any error number, I'll be using this throw keyword, and with that I will be using a error number of 505, and then it will be showing me the error number in the end after showing this access denied, you must be at least 18 years old. So I hope you understand how we are throwing an error number here in this example and how we are getting the error number printed in the output. So I'll be just moving on to my document again, and I will be now copying this example which is try one. So after doing it, I'll be just pasting it here like this, and after pasting this thing, I will be now just showing you after running it. So you can just see again we are getting a access denied thing which is you must be at least 18 years old, but now we are not getting this throw 505 number printed because I have not thrown this number, and that's why we are not getting this number printed. So I hope you understand how we are using exceptions in C++ and how we are using exception handling keywords here. If you have understand this video and if you enjoyed about exceptions, so remember to hit a like to this video, and if you're new on this channel, want to see more videos like that, so remember to subscribe, and after subscribing hit notification bell as well. So just I'll be meeting you in next project or in next tutorial. For today, goodbye.